Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your August reading. So we're going to go ahead and get started with an astrology card. So what is it that Virgo needs to know for August 2024? Okay, this is a third house card, and it says messages. So there does seem to be something around receiving information. Now, this could be person to person, face to face. It could be, emails or studying or whatever, but chances are your higher self is trying to communicate something to you. Now, it may be through other people, or it may be just simply through an epiphany or an aha moment. For some reason, I'm getting this impression that throughout August, a lot of the signs are going to have these kind of like moments where something is going to click for them, like something they intellectually know is going to click over into kind of an inherent wisdom. You know, that moment, right? We all know that moment where it's just like, oh, we get it. Oh, okay, now I really see. Now I really understand. And I'm kind of getting the impression that Virgo, you're definitely going to have something like that happen. I'm also kind of feeling like there is a lot of movement for Virgo. There's a lot of we're all kind of going through change right now because of the Pluto thing. But I don't know. It just seems like there is with this Mars-Jupiter conjunction happening in Gemini in your 10th house, there is this kind of mode of expansion going on. And for you, it seems to be kind of in your career path, your life path, in terms of your contribution to humanity. There's going to be something more that you start to give that will likely, bring an increase of fortune, prominence, enhance your reputation in some way, shape, or form. And these messages are likely to help carry you there, to that higher plane or that higher platform that you're hoping to get to. And then we have this card that says growth. Well, there you go. I want to expand my consciousness and awareness. It's exactly what the messages are going to be. They're going to be, hey, Virgo, this is what you need to know in order to get yourself to where you want to be, which is a bigger or a higher place. More money, deeper love, more connection, better lifestyle, all that kind of stuff. So, I don't think you should sleep on August, right? This is not a month to kind of hole yourself in and snuggle up in bed and watch Netflix. Okay, this is a time to be really engaged with your life, because it's going to be hard to receive those messages if your mind is like somewhere else. If your mind is in the clouds, your mind is in fantasy world, your mind is completely disconnected from where you are, it's going to be hard to see the opportunities that show up for you. It's going to be hard to be excited and to be enthusiastic about what potentially could be regarding your growth. Okay. All right. So what else does Virgo need to know? Okay. Got a little stack here. Perfect. 3 cards. Perfect for the first row. So we start with the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Coins, and the 4 of Wands. Queen of Cups is deeply intuitive. She really connected with herself and her body. She understands what her body is trying to tell her. Virgo, this is clearly you. And, like the messages, right? Like I say, they could come from other people through something like even an email or something you see online or something like that. But it could also be an internal epiphany, an awakening of some sort. And I do think you're going to need to be attuned to your physical vessel. So if you're into something like yoga, meditation, if you meditate, if you pray, if you just take quiet moments of contemplation, if you go for walks in nature, if you can zone out to music that you love that's peaceful and calming and creates a sense of serenity in your life, that's going to be a place where you can receive these messages that you're meant to hear. And the Queen of Cups, I think, she's so aligned with her heart, and it speaks to your knowingness of what your heart wants, the direction your heart wants to go. And that's the thing about Leo season in general, right? Leo being the first part of August, it's the soul's ambition. It's really hard to ignore it, and it's hard to cover it up, and it's hard to act against it. This is usually the time when we do make the greatest leaps because we are so sure, because we don't have all this convoluted stuff. We don't have all these options. We don't have all these other people in the way, right? It's really just us and our soul, and we can just go in that direction. So, I am getting a sense with this Ace of Coins that something is going to be presented to you clearly. And the thing I like about the Ace of Coins is it's something real. It's not like, oh, just a feeling, or, oh, just a desire. It's like, here's the money, or here's the job. Here's the actual offer, right? Let's be partners. Let's move in together. Let's get married. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's do that, right? Let's get started. Let's sign the paperwork. That is the Ace of Coins. So there is something real and tangible. Now, it's still just the beginning of something. So, the Ace of Coins is very exciting, but it's also just the beginning of something to be built. We're going to be building upon that Ace of Coins, but it seems like there's a lot of stability within that Ace of Coins, and there would have to be. There would have to be stability with that Ace of Coins because you're in this Queen of Cups place, which is so connected, spirit, mind, body, heart, right? All the four things, right? Our body, our spirit, our mind, and our heart. There's just such an alignment going on there. Like Virgo, this is not a month to be questioning or doubting yourself in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so if you find yourself doubting and questioning yourself, take a step back and say, why am I questioning myself? Am I questioning my ability? Because that's nonsense. Am I questioning my desire, my drive, my ambition? Like, what is the real problem here that's preventing me from jumping at this opportunity or being really excited about this? Because generally speaking, I think most Virgos will take that Ace of Coins and be like, heck yes, let's go. I think Virgo generally is pretty ready for this ballooning, if you will. And what I love so much about the Four of Wands is it does speak to your security. It speaks to your safety. So the Ace of Coins may be just a beginning or the initiation of something, but it's also really safe. So it's not like you're jumping into a dark abyss of unknowns and a lot of things up in the air. It's like, no, you can do this. You can make it happen. You can create it. You can fulfill the duties of this higher role because it's you. And I think you have a lot of faith in yourself. Hopefully, you should have a lot of faith in yourself. So let's see what else comes out. What else does Virgo need to know for August? Okay. You should also know that there is a Mercury retrograde going on throughout the majority of August. It officially ends on the 28th. Mercury retrograde begins in your sign, Virgo, so in rulership, and then it retrogrades back into Leo. So it's kind of going over that first house cusp there a little bit. And I think there is going to be some loss. Now, I don't know that that's going to be the worst thing in the world. I think, because when I look at this Five of Cups, I think there is a lot of gratitude for what has been, right? There's a lot of appreciation for the lessons, a lot of appreciation for the wisdom that you've acquired over the years, a lot of appreciation for the hardship because it's made you who you are. And the fact that it's sort of underlying this Queen of Cups tells me that, the reason why you are so whole now is because of a lot of the things that you've been through. And I think that's true for everyone, generally speaking, as long as they, choose to extract the wisdom from the experiences. But I do think there is something you're going to need to say goodbye to, whether it's a version of yourself. Maybe it's if you're getting a new job, that's great, but you're going to have to let go of the old job. If you have a new client coming in, you're making more money, well, then maybe there are some smaller clients that you're going to have to get rid of because you're not going to be able to service all of them, or there's some kind of structure or something that has been in place that you're not going to be able to hold on to. And I also think, with this Ace of Coins, the last thing Virgo wants is to feel a sense of regret. You don't want to feel in the future like you should have taken that Ace of Coins. You want to look back and say, I did it, right? I definitely did it. Now, I look at this Seven of Wands down here, and it kind of makes me feel like you're going to have to push through some kind of it feels like a barrier to entry. Like the Ace of Coins comes in, boom, here it is. And that initial that initial kind of starting of everything seems to be a little bit rough. Mercury retrograde. I wouldn't expect things to go smoothly. You know, the thing about a Mercury retrograde in Virgo is that it really messes with logistics. Okay, it really messes with systems and organization and like the way things are supposed to go. You know, like when your life is operating on a routine, and like your Amazon packages usually arrive on time and your phone calls usually go through and your internet's usually working. Mercury retrograde in Virgo is like, okay, you're getting a little too comfortable. Let's, turn the power off for a night. Okay, let's give you a power outage, or let's delay this package from Amazon for a week, right? To kind of like shake it up a little bit and make sure that like, okay, you don't want to be too comfortable in your systems. But because the systems are being interrupted, you're going to have to put in just a little bit more effort to get the balls rolling. Now, I don't think that you're going to have any problem with that. Okay, I don't think that it's going to be an issue, but it is going to require you to kind of fight for it a little bit and kind of chop your way through the jungle, if you will. Because I'm kind of seeing this guy like, I know he's holding a wand fighting against 6 other wands, but I'm like, well, he kind of looks like he's holding a machete trying to get through a really thick jungle, right? Trying to carve a path for him to walk through. So you're trying to carve a path. You're trying to navigate unexplored terrain in your life. Probably this Ace of Coins, this growth period, right? It's probably something you've never done before, because I do feel so much newness in the sky right now. Now, there's a couple things to note. Now, this is going to be really big for the September messages, but I'm going to preempt this a little bit. All right. So in September 1st, actually, and the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because it is September 1st. So like the last week of August, we are going to feel this big time. Okay. So Uranus stations retrograde in Taurus, and Pluto prepares to re-enter Capricorn. On September 1st, Uranus retrogrades and Pluto re-enters Capricorn on the same day. I actually think September 1st is going to be kind of crazy. Okay, there's going to be something that happens, I'm sure. But I do think that by the end of August, we're going to feel that transition going on. And we are going to have to fight to stay in this kind of new place with the new momentum without being sucked back into that old Pluto and Capricorn era. All right. So we have to really harness this and grab it and make sure we start running with that Ace of Coins, because like everything's trying to even out with the 6 of Coins. Okay. Where you've experienced loss and strife, the universe is trying to give you some good fortune here. All right. And I actually think the Ace of Coins is also a part of this messaging here. As much as the messages can be, from other people or just general internal epiphanies, I also think that Ace of Coins is like a sign. It's not just something good that's happening to you. It's not just something to kind of kickstart a new project. It is also a sign that you are moving into the next phase of your life, and that this is the beginning of a substantial growth period for you. Now, you may have already been feeling like you've been in a growth period, but there's a difference between kind of like preparing mentally and emotionally for the growth and physically experiencing the growth and seeing the growth in your external world. Like this is the actual money coming into your bank account, the actual new relationship happening, the actual establishing of your businesses, right? This is the actual reality of the things. And this is a new level of growth. This is external. It's physical because it's a coin, right? And it speaks to the equilibrium kind of coming into that balance in the physical world. All right, so it's a little rough. I get it. It's going to be a little bit bumpy right out of the gate, but it will even out. And the fact that this card is immediately followed by this one tells me you're not going to be in this place for very long. It might be mostly just kind of dealing with Mercury pre-shadow. I always think Mercury pre-shadow is way more intense than the actual retrograde itself. Maybe that's just me because I'm a Mercury-ruled person. I'm a Virgo, right? So maybe that's just me, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. I'm loving the follow your heart. Ooh. I'm loving the follow your heart energy that we're getting. This is definitely Uranus retrograde with Pluto moving back into Capricorn. There is no doubt. And then, by the way, the very next day on September 2nd, we have the new moon in Virgo. So I know this is not August, but it's so close to August. I have to talk about it. And then August 28th, we also have Mercury stationing direct. So it's like a week where there's just a lot of stuff changing and switching up. Like that last week of August is going to be pretty intense. Okay. And clearly with that Tower card, that's obvious, but it's the change. I mean, with the Tower, when the Tower comes out, it's like things can turn on a dime. Boom. And your circumstances can turn on a dime. And you can go from having nothing to having a lot very quickly, or vice versa. Although I think with the growth card, it's more likely to go in the more positive direction, to go from little or nothing to something and more. All right. And because the positivity of the Knight of Cups, I think that in your heart of hearts, you know that that's the only direction that it could go. The only way that this could go is up. And the only way that it could go down is if you don't grab that Ace of Coins, if you don't fight for that Ace of Coins, if you don't put yourself in a position where you can leverage the Ace of Coins, right? Like, let's say you're looking for a job and then the job offer comes in and you kind of just sleep on it for a minute. Let me think on it. And then by the time you actually get back to the person, they're like, oh, well, we already hired someone else, right? We don't want to sit and wait on that Ace of Coins. I mean, if something comes in and it's not right for you, that's one thing. The Ace of Coins is right for you. And the only thing that would prevent you from taking it is fear, worrying that you're not good enough, worrying that you're not ready, which is all nonsense. It's all complete and utter nonsense, especially with that Nine of Coins. I think you are beyond ready, beyond this comfort zone, beyond this place, beyond prepared. And there's no reason to not feel good enough. There's no reason to feel like you need to keep improving yourself in order to be worth. Like, it's just, no, like, just do it now. Do it now. Take it now. Jump in. Go for it. Like, it's all like you've been doing all the work, so you might as well enjoy the benefits of all the work. Otherwise, you're just working for no point. Okay. So we want to see you enjoy the benefits. And what I love about the Knight of Cups too, is the Knight of Cups is very hopeful. The Knight of Cups is, now I'm kind of getting that this is someone coming in. I feel like there's a lot of like coming in qualities. The Ace of Coins is coming in. The Knight of Cups is coming in. And the Knight of Cups could be, someone dating wise. It can also be an offer. Now, I feel like it's kind of two different things. This one feels a lot more real, like the reality of things. This one feels kind of emotional, like there's an emotional potential with someone or something. A Knight of Cups can be a creative idea too. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be someone who comes in and inspires you. It could definitely be a romantic interest. I feel like it kind of has a muse energy to it, or to the point where you could be the muse for someone else as well. But I'm definitely seeing like someone clearly sees you at high value. Someone looks at you and sees you as the 9 of coins, which of course, why wouldn't they? They see you as someone who is an authority figure, who knows what they're all about. Like there's no reason why you should be questioning what it is you're projecting. Because I think you're projecting like super high class, super graceful, intelligent, knowledgeable, valuable. Like this is what you're projecting out there, and this is how people are perceiving you. So if you're worried about how people are perceiving you, you don't need to be because no one is perceiving you in a negative way, at least not the important people. Okay. And I think you should just let yourself be this beautiful, glowing, successful, growth-oriented person right now. Just let yourself be in that place. Let yourself be in that position of authority. Telling you things are going to shift. I'm going to be really curious to see what comes out in the clarifiers for this Tower card, because at the very end it's like, okay, well, something is going to change. There's going to be a pivot of some kind. I don't ever see the Tower as being a bad thing. I always see it as a wheel of fortune in disguise, that this Tower has to come crumbling down. Now, this Tower could be an illusion that you hold about something. You could be hit with kind of a harsh reality of something. Like, let's use money as an example because I'm looking at this, okay? Like, let's say you decide, and this is not necessarily in line with the story. It's just kind of an example that just came to my mind because I saw the money thing. So let's say that you're trying to get your finances in order. So by the end of the month, you are budgeting, taking a look at, your credit card statements, your investment accounts, your retirement accounts, your assets, like whatever. You're looking at all the stuff that you have, and it may not quite be the picture that you had in mind. And sometimes you get hit with that reality. You're like, oh, dang, like that's a lot. Maybe that was more debt than you realized, or you're not in the best situation, or, maybe you need help with something, right? There could be some kind of realization because you are bringing something into focus. And I don't know where that message just came from. That kind of came up out of nowhere at the very end of this reading, but it's like something is coming into focus. And actually we have the Eye of Ra here, and it's like you're being guided toward this Tower. You're being guided toward this place. This Tower is meant to come crumbling down. This illusion, this structure that you have in your life, this routine, this set of habits, this identity, whatever it is meant to come crumbling down right now. This is probably one of the best things that could ever happen to you. All right. But it does require a lot from you. This is also one of the reasons why it's going to be so bumpy. Because not only are systems and logistics going to be kind of wonky because of the Mercury retrograde, and you're going to have to kind of work against some of the astrological stuff that's going on. And when I say work against, I don't mean you're like fighting for your life or anything. It's just you're going to have to deal with things that maybe you wouldn't have to deal with otherwise. Sometimes things just get unnecessarily complicated, and that's fine. 7 of Wands, you can deal with it. No big deal. But as you're kind of going through this and kind of making your way and stumbling and trying to make everything work and straighten everything out, there's also this other thing going on that's like, okay, you're going to have your reality shattered here. Your perspective is going to have to come, you're going to have to lift the veil of something because you're not seeing something properly. So I think there's going to be a cold, harsh reality for Virgo. But I think it also entails like, look how valuable you are. Look how talented, look how skilled, look how special, look how unique you are. It includes that. As much as there's something that you probably don't want to hear, there's also going to be something that you do want to hear. So it's going to be balanced, and I'm definitely seeing the balance coming through with the 6 of Coins, because there's always going to be a give and take. While something comes crumbling down, something else gets built back up. That's the growth. This is all growth oriented, but in order for the growth to happen, certain obstructions have to be obliterated first. So that's what the Tower is really all about. This Pluto dipping back into Capricorn is going to be really, really potent, I think, because it's going to linger at that 29th degree for a couple of months. And plus Uranus retrograde too. I think that we're going to just have, I don't know. It's like where we are in September is going to be different from where we are in August. Okay. All right. So we're going to get some more information. I'm going to plot all these clarifiers. So we're going to pull out a bunch of new cards and we're going to talk about these in the comprehensive reading. And it's going to be like another 25 to 30 minutes. So we get like a whole second reading. We go really in depth and a lot of new information tends to come out. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome. The link will be in the description box and the pinned comment thread down below. So let's go ahead and start clarifying. So we start with the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. What else does Virgo need to know about that Queen of Cups? Death. Well, death kind of seems a little on the nose. And another Knight of Cups. Beautiful. Two of Cups. Oh gosh. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. And we got the Magician. And the Fool. Okay. My hands are a little bit numb right now. I'm having a hard time working with my hands. Okay, Page of Cups. And Eight of Cups, Page of Swords. Really loving the Queen of Wands this month. Two of Swords. Six of Cups. Love the Sun in the very center of the reading. It feels very pure. The Sun feels really pure. Five of Wands. Eight of Coins. Five of Swords. Originally, I said these were two different things, the Ace of Coins and the Knight of Cups, but now I'm kind of feeling like it might be the same thing for some of you. Four of Cups, Knight of Coins, King of Wands. Love the Temperance card. Star, High Priest. Okay, three major arcana to come out and clarify that other major arcana card. So that Tower is going to be kind of a big deal. So, but it feels peaceful. It feels peaceful. Okay? All right, Virgo. I will see you in the comprehensive. Have an amazing August, and I'll talk to you soon.